Welcome back to the mechanical vibrations video lectures. In this video lecture, we are going to find the natural frequency of a torsional vibrating system. So here is going to be the definition of the torsional vibration. In the torsional vibrations, when the particles of a shaft oscillates in a circular motion about the axis of the shaft, then the vibrations are known as the torsional vibrations, right? The particles, suppose this is going to be the shaft and this is the disc was attached at the one end and other end is going to be fixed. Then when the particles of the shaft oscillates in a circular motion, suppose this is going to be the elastic member of the rod and this is the mass is going to be attached to this one. Then what will happen in this case? Then in this case, when I am going to be applying the initial displacement to the system is going to be moving in this direction. Then once I am going to be relieving the external force, then automatically the system is going to be repeating that oscillating motions by itself. Then we can say this is going to be free torsional vibrations. In this rod has certain parameters. That's going to be D is the diameter of the rod and Kt is going to be the torsional stiffness of that member, and Im is going to be the mass moment of inertia of this disc, and the Ta is going to be accelerating torque and Ti is going to be inertia torque. And next theta is going to be the angular displacement of the shaft. So from this one we are going to be calculating. So this member I am going to be trying to convert into the simple diagram that's reflecting the stiffness of that spring. So for this one I am going to be, as we know that this member is going to be subjected to the torsional moments. That means I am going to be considering here the torsional spring, so that I am going to be attaching the disc at the end. The torsional springs are going to be representing this way, and this is going to be the disc was attached to this part. So this is going to be your disc, alright, and this is the theta, this is going to be your Kt. So can you see, this is the real object that I have converted in terms of the simple diagram to understand what is the elastic nature in this material, right? From this one we are going to be calculating the natural frequency of that system. So in this case, how many forces are acting on that member? If you take the free body diagram of this one, then there is going to be two forces are acting on that member. One is going to be, this is going to be the free body diagram. The free body diagram is going to be representing, this is going to be the disc, right? And in this case, the Kt is going to be, so this is going to be your accelerating torque and this is going to be your inertia torque, alright? And then what happened here? Another force that is going to be acting, that is going to be the torsional force is going to be acting on that member. So as we know that the equilibrium method, what it is saying, the summation of the forces are acting on that system is equal to 0, or the dynamic forces the summation of the dynamic forces acting on that system is equal to 0. That's I am going to be saying sigma F is equal to 0. So what is the forces we do have here? Either you can take accelerating force or inertia torque force we need to take. So in this case I am going to be taking the reaction forces, that's we can say the restoring force of the system. That's I am going to be taking. Ti is going to be your inertia torque plus a torsional force that is equal to 0. What is the Ti force? The Ti is going to be torsional inertia torque that is equal to I into acceleration, that I am going to be say in terms of theta double dot. Then what is this one? Ft. The Ft I am going to be defined in terms of the torsional stiffness, the Kt into theta is equal to 0. Then this is going to be called equation of motion. This is called equation of motion. So then what is the equation? Finally from this one we can calculate the circular frequency. Circular frequency, that's omega n is equal to, what is the formula we do have? That's going to be the square root of numerator is going to be the stiffness constant and here is going to be the mass moment of inertia we are going to be taking. That's going to be square root of kT into I is going to be the mass moment of inertia of a disk. So what is the frequency from this one? Frequency, that is called natural frequency, that is equal to 1 by 2 pi square root of kT by I. So then it is going to be very clear from this derivation. The natural frequency here, the torsional natural frequency of the system is equal to 1 by 2 pi square root of kT by I. This is the mass moment of inertia. As we know that the kT is going to be directly proportional to the torsional vibrations of the frequency and inversely proportional to the mass moment of inertia. This way we are going to be calculating. Then in this case, this I is going to be, that depends on the shape of the object. Here we do have the circular disc. Then circular disc is equal to, what is the formula we generally use to take? I is equal to mk square we are going to be taking here. The k is going to be nothing but the radius of gyration. But if you take the circular other kind of the object like rectangle and other, if the I is going to be changed according to the shape and size of that object. And next one, kT. kT is going to be the stiffness constant. Then how could you calculate the stiffness constant from this? We can take it, that's, we are using the torsional vibrational system, that is going to be T by J is equal to C theta by L we are using. From this equation, we are going to be calculating the torsional stiffness. Then what is the torsional stiffness equation? As we know that the torsional load by the torsional deflection we need to take it. So in this case, the T is going to be the torque. This is going to be the force applied on that system. And next one, J is going to be the polar moment of inertia of this shaft. And C is going to be the modulus of rigidity, and theta is the angular displacement. L is going to be the total length of this shaft. So then T by theta is equal to Cj by L we are going to be taking, right? And this is equal to kT. KT is nothing but the torsional load by the torsional deflection, that is equal to Cj by L. For this one, the J is equal to polar moment of inertia, that is equal to 5 by 32 d to the power of 4. And this is going to be, the C is going to be the material property, that's going to be, they are going to be provided in the numericals itself. This way we are going to be calculating the different parameters for the natural frequency. That means here the torsional natural frequency of the system, this way we are going to be calculating.